Hi there, I'm Coach Kim from In Shape Fitness, and this is your conditioning mini camp for your tummy and your tushy. That's right, core strength is totally vital to your gait for running or jogging or even for walking. And the focus of this short routine is to help you target your ab muscles and then that thing that you sit on all day long, that butt of yours. And not just the outside of the butt, also the inside of the butt. There are tiny muscles that reside sort of underneath the gluteus maximus that connect your back to your pelvis and your pelvis to your hips, and they need lots and lots of help because you sit on them all day long and they don't do anything. So stand up for me. We're going to do 2 moves to warm your body up and then 10 moves for 1 minute each. The first move is a jog in place. So start jogging and then press up with your hands in a shoulder press. Control the movement. Don't let your arms be kind of wet noodles and you're just like flopping all over the place. Just press up, pull down, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Make sure that your tummy muscles are engaged and your back is straight and that your pelvis is straight. So you want to tuck in your tailbone if you have a tendency to stick out your butt a little bit. All right, now stop jogging. I want you to kick your butt, sort of doing butt kicks where you're kicking the heels up towards your butt, activating those hamstrings, and then draw giant circles with your arms. So extend those arms out to the sides. That's the second warm-up move, and we're going to get started with the routine in about 20 seconds. Now what we're going to do, most of the work that we're going to do is on the floor standing up for this exercise routine, but we are going to do 1-minute segments of each of the moves, and we're starting with something that I call crazy monkey. Okay, so you can stop kicking your own butt and circling with your arms. What you're going to do now is separate your feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to start into kind of like a partial squat. So bend your knees a little bit, sit back in your heels a little bit, and you're going to begin sort of a stationary shuffle. So you're going to start tapping, picking up your feet, tapping both feet down on the floor, alternating them obviously, in this little shuffle. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now bend your arms in front of your body. Your elbows are right in front of your chin, and you are going to move your arms forward and back, chopping, kind of like, what would that be like? Just chopping, forward and back. This is crazy monkey. Move your feet now faster and faster and faster, as fast as you can go. You should feel a jiggle in your butt, and you should feel sort of everything kind of just stimulated. You're going to get your heart rate up, obviously. You're going to keep that back straight and you're going to squeeze your tummy muscles, but the primary goal of this exercise is to make sure that your heart rate is up and you are really shaking that bum as much as you possibly can. Feeling like a crazy monkey because you look absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully you're not in front of somebody that you really want to impress right now. Okay, 5 more seconds. Okay, good. We're going to do a standard squat next, so we're going to slow it down. I promise. I'm not going to torture you that much the entire time. Now slow it down, walk it out. A standard squat is next. And a standard squat is about the most incredibly important exercise that you know how to do well. Because when you inhale and lower your body, your feet are shoulder width apart, by the way. Your pinky toes and heels are in line. You want your feet to be perfectly parallel. No toes out business, okay? So now you're going to inhale and lower your body straight down. Try to keep your chest high, your back straight, your abs engaged. And once you get to the point where your thighs are parallel to the floor, pause. You don't need to go up immediately. Pause, savor the moment, then squeeze your glutes and lift up. Squeeze the glutes. Again, squeeze the glutes as you exhale. Lower down and lift up. 30 more seconds. So we're 20 seconds away from the end of the squat, but we're actually going to continue with the squat because the next move is a squat with a forward kick. So you're going to actually take it up a notch here, and then after that we'll change things up. So you've got about 5 more seconds. Finish the one that you're on. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go right back into a squat, but as you come up, literally as you're coming up, you're not going to come up and then do this. You're going to lift the knee, the right knee, as you come up and kick out your foot. Then bend that foot. Put the foot back on the floor, bend the knee rather, put the foot back on the floor, go right back into another squat, and as you come up the next time, you're going to lift the other leg up and kick out with that foot. Okay, so let's keep going. This is your 1 minute squat with a forward kick. And man, if you're really squeezing those butt cheeks as you lift up, you are getting major work going on inside the butt and on the outside of the butt. You're keeping your heart rate up, you're working your hamstrings, you're working your quads, and you have a balance issue going on, right? So you're working those balance muscles, the tiny little muscles on the sides of your legs, in your ankles, in your feet, that help you in the end produce the best run or running style as possible. You're about 15 seconds away. We'll switch things up here and go into a lunge next in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good job. Okay, so now put your hands on your hips. Take a big step forward with your right leg. Bend both knees and lower the torso straight down. You want to keep those tummy muscles engaged. Your back is straight, and you lower both knees down until your rear knee, the back knee, the left knee in this case, almost touches the floor, but don't slam it down on the floor. Then straighten up, push back with the right leg, and then continue with the left and alternate for 60 seconds. Remember to breathe. You're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Very important component of your respiratory system is to take your air, in exercise at least, through your nose, because that helps you regulate your heart rate a little bit better. As it turns out, what happens when you take air in through your mouth, it's a panic sort of situation in terms of the brain stimulus. So you actually turn signals on in your brain that kind of like don't know what to do. They're sort of in a panic mode. It's like the fight or flight syndrome. So when you breathe through your nose, the alternate scenario happens in terms of the nervous system, where you're able to better control your body, and that's why it's so important to breathe through your nose when you're exercising. Okay, now you're going to do something super hard, but so good for you. Straighten up your body, really contract those muscles in your tummy, straighten up your back, make sure your shoulders are back, your chest is open, and stabilize your weight on your right leg. Now I want you to slowly reach down with your left hand, keeping your right leg as straight as possible and lifting your left leg up off the floor. Bend forward and sort of try to touch the floor with your left hand. You're only going to do 2 of these on each side, each of the legs. Now once you touch the floor, squeeze your glute and stand back up. Let's do 1 more. Same side. Right leg stable, left leg lifted, reaching down, hinging at your hips. Keep that belly button drawn in towards your spine. Get as close to the floor as you can without falling over, and then squeeze the glute and come up. Now let's do the other side. So you're stable on your left leg. Make sure that the left foot is perfectly straight. You're reaching down with your right hand and squeeze the glute as you lift back up. This is called a forward reach. It is one of the hardest exercises that I have people do, and it is very, very good for you. 1 more time with the left leg stable. Then you're going down to the floor for the rest. All right, so lower your body now down to the floor when you finish that last forward reach. You're going into a hip bridge. So your hands are on the floor down the length of your body, and you're planting your feet on the floor with your knees bent. Lift your hips up into a bridge and press your toes into the floor. Make sure your toes don't turn out. Stabilize your weight on your right leg. Lift the left leg up into the air. Keep it stable in one spot. Then lower your hips and lift up. Lower your hips as you inhale, and then exhale as you lift up. Another 15 seconds. Terrific. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Now stabilize your weight on your left leg. And lower your hips. Your right leg's in the air. Lift up. This is called a single leg hip bridge. Lots of people call it different things. So, I've seen it called unilateral hip bridge and a couple of other sort of variations. The truth of the matter is that it doesn't matter what you call it. Getting into a hip bridge on a regular basis, even if both feet are on the floor and you're moving with both legs on the floor the entire time, your hips need this work, and your glutes. So if you press into the floor with your toes, you get that extra activation of the back of the leg and your tushy. And that's what is so important about this exercise. Okay, now let's work those abs a little bit more. Straighten those legs out. You're still on the floor. Extend your arms up over your head onto the floor, sort of above you. Draw that tummy in. Draw your belly button in. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift up through your sternum. Your arms come forward, your body sits up straight, you're sitting up as straight as possible. Your hamstrings are feeling a good stretch as you forward stretch out, keeping your back straight so you're hinging at your hip. If you can touch your toes, that's fantastic. If not, don't worry about it. Touch your shins or your knees even. Then slowly roll back to the floor again. Okay, now you're just going to you're going to lift one leg up as you come up. So we're going to make it a little harder. This is the jackknife crunch, which is the next move. So you're actually now going to lift up all the way, bring one leg up at the same time, and then roll back. Then lift up the other leg, and roll back again. Keep going. This is the jackknife crunch. And it is kind of the graduated sort of version of a move in Pilates called a V-up. If you've ever done a Pilates class, you probably have seen a V-up, which is one of the hardest Pilates ab moves that you can do on the floor. Like there are other moves that are harder in the machines in the reformer, but if you're actually on your mat and you're trying to do a V-up, just maintaining your body weight on your butt bone, basically, it's pretty daggone hard. So you're doing great by being able to get through this, and you should finish the one that you're on. We're going to do 3 more moves, and then you're all set. The next move is called a Russian twist, so plant your feet on the floor now, and sit up really tall, but lean back to about 45 degrees. Now I want you to twist to the right, put your hand on the floor, your right hand on the floor to the right, twist to the left, and keep going. 1 minute of Russian twist. You are going to get some major rotation in your torso, which is super important in terms of the strength of your core. I mean, it's the strength of the rib cage and all of the energy source that resides inside your body, right in that middle. It can't even be understated. So you have to focus on developing that strength. And when you really do these sort of multi-directional movements like the Russian twist, where you're leaning back, so you're engaging the front part of your abs and your back, and then using that twisting motion to get the rotation, you are doing absolutely everything that you can do to perfect your performance in terms of your abdominal strength, which is fantastic. You've got a couple more, and you should finish up in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 2 more moves. I know I promised to get you out of here in 15 minutes. I'm not very good at those promises. You've got 2 more moves. That means 2 more minutes. So now bring your knees up towards your chest. Lift your feet up off the floor. You're still in the same position. Your butt is on the floor. Your hands are on the floor now beside your butt. Bring your knees in, then straighten your legs all the way out. This is the sculling crunch. And it's not readily apparent, I think, that the name means anything. But if you've ever been a rower, if you've ever done sculling, you know what it means to sort of rock forward and back, and it's kind of the way that your knees move within a boat. What do they call those? I don't even know. A crew boat, right? Exhale as you straighten your legs. Inhale as you pull those knees in towards your chest. If you're strong and you can, lift your hands up for the last 20 seconds. Very nice. Push it here. You are almost finished. Go for broke at this point. You've got this move, and I'm going to turn you over and force you into a plank in 3 seconds. Okay. Now you're in a plank. So turn your body over, put your forearms on the floor, make sure that your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Walk out your body to a plank position on your toes and squeeze. Last 60 seconds is all about your focus in this position. And considering the number of exercises and the amount of time we've spent, flexing and contracting, flexing and expanding your muscles in your actual core, these isometric contractions are already going to be labored. So it's hard, I know. Just breathe through it. In through your nose, out through your mouth. They can be shallow breaths at this point. Just get through. You've got 30 more seconds. If you have to, you can lower your body to your knees, and then that's a modified plank, which is perfectly legal. It's regulation. It's just a little less challenging. The only thing you don't want to do is drop to your tummy right now. You've got 15 seconds. I know this was a pretty challenging workout, and your abs will thank me for it tomorrow, though they might be sore. So, last 2 seconds, and collapse. You're done. Congratulations. I hope that you are on your way to either a good run or a good stretch. And regardless, take your time, breathe deeply, smile, and have fun, and I will see you again soon. I'm Kim Watkins from In Shape Fitness. Have a great run or a great day, or both.